everyone, I hope you are well. Welcome to another 21 Must Know for Every Woman. I hope you've been following from the beginning and that these tips have been helpful to you. If for some reason you missed a few, after this, go back and watch, and I am sure they will be a blessing to you. So let's jump right into today's topic. Have you ever heard the saying, disappointment is one of life's greatest teacher? I am sure you have heard this before. If not, now you have. In life, we will go through seasons that not everything will go according to our plans. Sometimes you might go through loss, grief, an opportunity that you lost, maybe a loved one that you lost, or that prayer that seemed to be unanswered, and it left you disappointed, and now you wallow in that pain and disappointment, letting that situation to define you. As much as we will go through difficulties in our lives, we should not allow circumstances to change or define who we are, or for that matter, take away our dignity. We need to keep intact and remember the purpose of everything that we go through in life. I would like to share an experience that I had. I remember I fell to the wrong side of how I reacted when I was disappointed. I went through a situation in my life where I felt a certain disappointment and pain to some extent because I was praying for a family member, hoping my faith will work, things will go according to the way I was planning my expectations, and it did not go that way. And instead of trying to understand the will of God in that, I started questioning, why do difficulties happen to me? Why are things not going the way? And I even thought my faith was not good enough, my prayers were not good enough, or maybe I'm doing something wrong, that is why God is not answering me. And for years it continued that way. I was praying for that family member, but nothing changed until I changed. I changed the way I approached the situation. And what helped me was the word of God, of course. So there's a verse in the Bible, and sometimes we use it as a phrase in passing. Everything works for the good of those who love the Lord. That verse was what helped me to come back to my senses, to remember that not everything will go according to my plans. How many plans have you made thus far in your life, and how many of them have you achieved, and how many have fell in the cracks because life does not always go as we planned? We sometimes have to go through disappointments. What is defining is the way you react when you go through that disappointment. Do you allow that situation to swallow you up, and you no longer see a way out? You no longer see the goodness in things. You don't trust anymore. You don't trust people because sometimes we are disappointed by people. You end up not trusting anyone. And this is not the right reaction that we should have. But instead, we need to understand that if I am saying that everything works for the good of those who love the Lord, indeed, that difficult moment is to mold you to become better, stronger, and resilient. But when we do not allow that situation to help us to grow, to teach us some treasures that we wouldn't have learned if we didn't go through that situation. So instead of trying to avoid it, it's not that you are going to pretend that you're not feeling the pain, there is nothing happening. No, we are human beings, we will feel. But the difference is that you don't allow that feeling to take over. You don't now start limiting yourself because of the disappointment, because of the pain. You build a wall around yourself. No, but you will start approaching that problem with that thought. I have 3 questions that you can ask yourself. You can ask yourself, what is God trying to teach me through this experience? What wisdom can I take from this? And who will I become after going through this situation? Isn't that great? So instead of seeing the negative, the bad part of difficulties, will also open the door to see what good lies when we go through difficult moments, because it is the difficult moments that make us to be resilient women, women that are able to withstand whatever challenge that comes our way. And who knows, that very challenge that you are going through right now will be someone else's solution once you share how you overcome it. All right? I hope that this tip will help you going further. Until next time, bye bye.